Hey friends, welcome back to my holiday series, and today I'm going to be scrapping in my December album. And I really wanted to create a couple of pages here that have some really pretty pinks and aqua and green. And so I'm going to be choosing some materials here today from my stash kit that I created that will be in that color palette. So I'm working with a piece of Basil Tutu Pink cardstock. I love this color. It's actually my very most favorite Basil cardstock color. And when I find it in stock somewhere, I usually grab a bunch of sheets of it just to stock up. And I cut a little strip of it that I wanted to use across the center of this 8x6 page. So I'm just showing you here, this is a older sticker sheet that I had in my stash that I put into my stash kit. And I'm taking one of those border sticker strips that's along the bottom of this page, and I'm going to use it to embellish my 8x6 page here. So I started off with a piece of basil textured cardstock in white, and I cut that down to 8x6, and then I cut that pink strip to go across the center. I'm not really sure what the dimensions of that are, but I am just going to reach into my drawer and tell you right now what the measurements are. That is about 5 by 6. So obviously it's 6 inches wide because the page protector is 8 by 6, but it's about 5 inches by 6 inches. So that gives you an idea if you wanted to recreate this. So that's about the same amount from the bottom as the top where I've got it centered on the page. And then I just cut that border sticky strip in half, and of course it's 12 inches, so the dimensions are always perfect on these different embellishments and whatnot, right? Because everything's made for the multiples of 12, right? Because that's just how the scrapbooking materials work. So once I had that all ready with my sticky border on the top and bottom, then what I did was I just went into that stash kit tray with all the embellishments in it. And I wanted to pull out some of those Simple Stories freeze and season embellishments, just because they all have the pinks with them, right? And the aqua and the greens and so on. That is the color palette I wanted to work with. I think I've mentioned before in my different process videos for my project this year, I don't care if every page has the same collection on it. It doesn't matter to me. It might be something that's important to you, and it might, when you're watching me mix and match things, that might be really bothersome, but it just doesn't bother me at all. I'm okay with it. It would be kind of a little bit more odd if I was mixing in something really, really traditional. Most of the stuff I'm doing here is pretty whimsical, and I've kind of kept it in similar color families. So I haven't gone completely traditional red and green or anything like that. I've really kept it to mostly non-traditional Christmas colors, but with the different collections mixed together. And I'm okay with that. I like how that looks in the end. And to me, the most important thing is if you want to kind of try to keep it a little bit matchy-matchy, but you're trying to use up your stash, it's then what you can do is go through and try to make your double page spreads match. And I'll show you that today as I'm working through. Now, as I'm trying to figure out the placement of where I want to put things here, I'm keeping in mind that I want to put a picture and some journaling on this little layout. I love working with these little mini layouts, by the way. I think they're so much fun to create. And so I'm going to try to balance using that diagonal line, a little cluster in the top left and then in the bottom right. And then I want to save space in that center section there where I can put probably a 4x3 photo and a little bit of journaling in that little area above the girl and the penguin. So that's kind of what I'm thinking as I'm working on this. And I'm just having fun taking the little bits that I pulled from that stash kit tray. I put those little bits off to the side of my layout, and I'm just, trying things, right? Because that's just what you have to do. And unless you're doing exactly the same layout as someone else and you have all the same products, it's pretty tough to know before you play around with them where you want things to go. So you just have to, you know what, just place things, move things around. That's exactly what you see me doing here. For some people, this might be really annoying to watch, but sometimes I like to keep this in just so that the people that don't have that much experience with doing the embellishing and that or the layering can see in real time what the process looks like. So I didn't speed this up. This is real time. Of course, I'm doing a voiceover, but I wanted you to just see without me editing the video or speeding it up. I didn't take anything out here, nothing spliced. How I went about picking the different things and balancing things. So, yeah, I hope that this helps you or inspires you in some way. It was really important for me, and for those of you who followed along from the beginning of this process this year, that I use up as much of my stash as I possibly can. And I've really tried to stay true to that throughout the process. I bought one 8x6 pad of paper at Crop and Create, and I think so far that's about it that I've bought or added in new. I did find some other things in my stash after I finished my stash kit videos. I was making some onion envelopes for my family for Christmas. Shh, don't tell them. I don't have to worry about them finding out from this video, because honestly, I think my sister's my only family member that watches these videos. And you know how I'm going to know? Hey family, if you're watching, leave a comment down below. Ha ha ha. That will not happen. I trust you. It will, or trust me, it will only most likely be my sister who leaves a comment on this video for family. So I made them all onion envelopes, and in those onion envelopes, I'm going to put a bunch of gift cards. And when I went through that onion envelope process, I found a bunch more stuff. I found a bunch of packages of collections that were tucked away in my closet that I had kind of forgotten about. So I have added a few of those things in, and you might see a few of those pop in that weren't as part of my stash kit, but I really haven't bought anything, so nor should I probably ever again in the Christmas theme. Anyway, then what I did was, now on the opposing page to that 8x6 page, I'm going to have a 2 up, 2 down page protector. So that's going to have 4 4x3 sections. And what I did with the leftover paper from cutting down that 8x6 page that's going to be on the right that I've created already with the pink strip, I created some little 4x3 cards. So I created 2 4x3 cards in white, and then I created a little mat over top in the basil pink to match the right side. And now I'm just embellishing them with some of the embellishments that I had pulled out for my 8x6 page. So you know what, I'm just taking some die cut pieces, some ephemera from the Freeze and Season collection again, and I'm just going to pop some of them up on some foam adhesive to give them some dimension. I'm trying to put a couple of little sentiments on each of these, and then there will be 2 empty 4x3 pockets on that page still for photographs or journaling space. So what I'm doing with my process this year here on YouTube is I'm just showing you how I'm setting up the foundation pages. Meanwhile, I'm taking photographs. So one of the stories that I plan to document here is about the weather. And so this is going to focus, this double page spread is going to focus on weather related photos. So whether you're working from a prompt list or you know what your traditions are, etc., if you are creating your pages, your foundational pages before you take your photographs, it's always good to know what those stories are that you plan to document, traditions that you always have. And then, of course, if you take more photos or other things happen incidentally, you can add those other pages in as well. And then you end up with even more stories and more stuff in your December album, which is always better. So here you can see I'm just adding those into that insert that I was speaking about that I was going to put opposite the page on the right, so that now for today's process, what I'm sharing is this double page spread. I have the 2 up, 2 down page protector on the left, And then I have the 8x6 page protector on the right. I really love the colors that are in this spread. The really soft pinks with the aqua and the greens and a little bit of red mixed in there too. And I love this. I think it's really pretty. It's soft, non-traditional Christmas colors. Although, you know what? As time goes on, I feel like more people are using this color palette. And who knows? We're kind of throwing a lot of the color traditions kind of out the window, because it's basically use whatever you like. If you like red and green, use red and green. If you like pink and aqua and whatever, red, use those colors too. I really feel like you should make this your own. Use the colors that you want, use the supplies that you have. Do this the way that you love to do it, and it will turn out like you want. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't yet. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you think. If you like my video today, please give me a thumbs up. And I'm going to see you real soon with another holiday related project here on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye.